Hi guys, I'm Vitale. On this episode of Laurie in the Kitchen, I want to show you how to make a really easy pot of my beefy taco soup. Really easy and delicious. This is by no means an authentic recipe. This is just something that, we here in the States make quite often, and by we, I mean people that I know. It's really good. It's really easy too. So the ingredients you need are not very many. Of course, you need some ground beef. You can absolutely use turkey or ground chicken if you want to. This just gives you really deep flavor. You need some corn kernels. I always get those backwards. And then some black beans. These have just been canned. Make sure you rinse them. Then what I have here are a couple of cans of diced tomatoes with chilies, plus an additional small can of mild green chilies, some onions and garlic that I just pulsed in my little mini chopper. And then for spices, you can use 1 envelope of taco seasoning, or you can make your own, which is what I do. I've got chili powder, onion, garlic, cumin, oregano, paprika, and a little bit of cornstarch, and some beef broth, beef stock. And you're also going to need just a little tiny bit of veg oil, or like a light, very light olive oil, which I have preheating in a large, heavy bottom pot. This is really easy. It's not a soup that's going to cook all day. However, you can brown the beef and then add everything into the slow cooker and let it cook all day long. So really, it's really up to you. If you want to eat it within a half an hour, you can do it this way. Or if you want to cook it low and slow, you can do it in a crock pot, in a slow cooker. All right, let's get started. I'm going to add my ground beef to my hot pan and just break it up with your wooden spoon and let it cook till it's pretty much fully cooked through. This is looking good. My ground beef is pretty much fully cooked through, still has a bit to go, and also didn't render too much fat. There's only a couple tablespoons in there. That's because I bought, I like to get really nice lean ground beef. And I'm going to add my garlic and onion, which you can chop by hand, but I took the lazy way out. I was going to say the lazy, I don't know where that came from. I did the lazy way out and just pulsed it in my food processor. So it makes it nice and easy. And I'm just going to continue to saute everything together for a few minutes. I really want the onions and the garlic and everything to just sort of soften a little bit and develop a little bit of color. And then we'll move forward. Perfect. I'm just going to add my beans, my corn. You can see this is super easy. There really is no right or wrong way to do this. My tomatoes, it's gonna be so good. And then my spice mixture, I just like to give everything a little zhuzh, a little mix. And then last but certainly not least, my beef stock. Because you do need, it is a soup after all, you do need some of that liquid. Give everything a stir. Let this come to a boil, and then all you need to do is let this simmer in about medium low heat or so, whatever tickles your fancy, okay? Your soup, you can let it cook for as long or as little as you want. I'm gonna let it cook for about a half an hour on medium low heat. Once it comes to a boil, it's gonna be so good. Please get yourself a nice bowl of steamed rice, like a nice bowl of rice to eat this with. It's so delicious, so comforting. I cannot wait to dig my teeth into this. I'm going to clean up a little bit, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. This looks wonderful. It's been simmering for about 30 minutes on medium-low heat. I have adjusted the seasoning according to taste. I added a little salt and pepper. You want to taste it before you add your salt, simply because some beef stocks, right, especially if they're store-bought, they're tricky. Some are a little saltier than others. So you want to make sure you taste it before adding your salt, because sometimes you might not need to add any additional salt depending on how salty the stock is, but this right now is perfect. And like I said, a nice bowl of steamed rice, a little sour cream on top will be perfect for this. But for now, I'm just going to dive in for my pre-dinner snack, because that's just how we roll around here. And it's lovely, it's rich, it didn't take very long to cook at all. Look at that lovely rich broth. Look how deep in flavor that is. Look how deep in color, deep in flavor. It's going to be amazing. It smells so good. You can do so many different things with this. You can add different beans. You can add some hominy in there. Whatever your heart desires. But it is so good and so comforting. Perfect for cold weather. So good. A little shredded cheese on there would be really lovely as well. You can't go wrong with a big pot of soup, and you can double the recipe too. It'll be enough to feed a very large crowd very happily, and you can do like a taco bar. So you could do like lettuce and pico and guac and sour cream and cheeses and tortillas. That way it's a little more engaging and it makes that big pot of soup really stretch, really go a long way. So good. Go to LauraInTheKitchen.com to get the written recipe. Hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.